Hey guys, this is Jen. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a North African Tagine-style chicken. Now you can use pork or lamb with this recipe. I just enjoy using chicken with it. So this was a Rachel Ray recipe, or is a Rachel Ray recipe, that I copied down while she was making it on her 30-minute meal show. And I made this recipe for years and I have forgotten about it. I haven't made it in a really long time. So I decided to make it today. So this recipe, you'll need some chicken or pork or lamb. I probably used about a pound, a little over a pound, a little bit of olive oil, 1 or 2 onions, depending on how much you like onions, and you want to quarter them and slice them, 2 to 4 cloves of garlic, dried prunes or apricots, and raisins, and chicken broth. And then there's going to be a spice blend, which I'll show you what the spice blend is when we get there. So the first thing you want to do is you want to dice up your chicken into bite-sized pieces and season it with Montreal steak seasoning. Then you're going to let your chicken cook. Let it cook for about 3 minutes on one side and then start to flip it to the other side and let it cook. You want it to be nice and browned and cooked through. Okay, so once your chicken is cooked, you'll add your onions, dried apricots, and prunes. So I didn't measure how many apricots I used, but I used about a little over half of the bag and I just quartered them. Now I usually don't put prunes in this recipe, but I happen to have some in the fridge, so I went ahead and used them and it was a nice addition. And so you add those and then you're going to add a can of chicken broth. And then you're going to add your spice mixture. And your spice mixture is 1.5 teaspoons of sweet paprika, 1/2 teaspoon turmeric, 1.5 teaspoons cumin, 1.5 tablespoons grill seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon coriander, and 1/8 to 2 pinches of cinnamon. Now that might sound a little weird, but it adds to the recipe. So you're going to mix that all together and then you're going to sprinkle it over the top like you see me doing. This recipe is really good. It may not look very appetizing right now, but trust me, you'll want to make this recipe. Okay, now you're going to cover it and you're going to set a timer for about 7 to 8 minutes and let it just do its thing. Just let it cook, let the spices come together, and then once your timer's done, you're ready to eat. Just give it a stir, mix all the things together, and then it's done. So I served this over Cous Cous, which I didn't show making it, but Cous Cous is just a very small pasta. And you just boil some water, add the Cous Cous, and let it sit for some time, and it's done. And it is such a good complement to this dish. So there's my Cous Cous, and I'm just going to plate this up. So be generous with a little bit of the broth because it's got all those spices mixed into it, and it just really just makes the dish. You could also serve this over rice if you didn't want to use Cous Cous, and it would be just as good. I just really like it with the Cous Cous. So there you go. And we just ate it like this. You can make a side of vegetables, serve it with some kind of a bread, but we just ate it like this. And I have 12-year-old girls, and they loved it. So this is something a little different out of the norm that you might be used to, but give it a try because it's really good. Thanks, guys.